gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the DJ Force X podcast. I have a very special guest on the show this week. I have Lauri from the band the Rasmus. Welcome, Lauri.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah, no, again, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you guys, to business, you have a new single out at the moment and a new album coming and a tour, which we will hit on all those things later. I'll say later in a minute. But yeah, no, first of all, how you doing?
Doing good. I'm back in Finland. I actually moved back to Finland after living uh, 11 years in the US.
Okay.
So I'm happy to be back in Europe. And, I actually moved a little bit on the countryside here. So I'm digging that slower life, because my life is so glamorous with all
Oh
the
yeah.
touring and all that stuff. So it's good to go back and dig my garden and like do stuff like that.
Yes. No, that sounds great. I mean, where were you in the States?
I lived in three states. I lived in LA for about 6 years. Then I moved to Hawaii, and then lastly I lived 2 years in Miami.
Oh wow. Cool.
All the sunny spots.
Yes, I was gonna say you hit all the hot spots, if you will.
Yeah.
In that respect. I lived out in Tampa for about
Oh yeah.
5 or 6 years.
Hmm.
And so I know the Floridian heat very well. Uh,
It's hot. Damn.
it is. But everywhere is air conditioned, which is you don't really notice it until you're without air conditioning. Um, um, which is, when like, we've had a heat wave here in the UK and it's like I used to be able to put up with like hotter heat than this, but this is just
Right.
it's absolutely insane. But yeah, no, that's really cool. I mean, I went down to Miami a couple of times while I was there. Um, great place, like very, very colorful, very loud. Um,
Yeah.
depending on where you are, obviously. But it is like the party hub of I'd say it's like the Ibiza of America, if that
Hmm.
so it kind of has that
Yeah.
like with the whole
It does,
thing.
especially like South Beach and these like touristic places. I lived a little bit like a more inland. Actually, it wasn't part of Miami. It's Miami County. It's called Coral Gables,
Okay.
but it's like a more like a quiet single house area,
Oh,
kind of like that. But it's yeah,
good to
I
know.
liked it, but I'm really glad to be back in the Nordics. It just
Yeah.
feels this is my home. Like these are my roots. I just feel very comfortable
Nice.
going back here. I'm actually a citizen to both countries, so if I want,
Yeah.
I can go back and
Yeah.
maybe I retire in Hawaii again or something.
Maybe. That sounds like the dream right there. But no, that's really cool. Like I said, I didn't go for citizenship while I was over there because I was over there long enough to sort of apply for it, but for whatever reason I didn't do it. And I can't remember what it was. But my wife being American and all that kind of stuff, she holds both passports, UK and US.
Yeah.
So she's dual nationality as well. So going over there, getting a visa and that isn't too difficult because of that connection. So yeah, one day I think I'm probably gonna end up back over there. Somewhere there, maybe Hawaii. Who knows? Um, um, but yeah, I mean, obviously back to sort of like the Rasmus and everything. Obviously, being in the UK, we heard In the Shadows, and like all the rock stations, everything like that back in the day. Um, and then through the years, you guys have released many albums actually along those lines. And then a couple of years ago, you entered Eurovision, which was crazy. Um,
Yeah.
what was that like for you? I mean, the experience itself. I mean, I love watching Eurovision. I don't care about like the whole scoring stuff. I just love watching music from different parts of like Europe at this point. Um,
Yeah. Well,
how was it for you?
honestly, honestly, it was like a wild thing to do. Kind of, we had a bad situation in the band just before entering the Eurovision. Like we basically broke up. The guitarist guy, he
Wow.
left the band, and
Okay.
we were like a few weeks without a fourth member. And then Empu, she joined us as a new guitarist, and I thought, and I said, like, we got to do something like something wild. Let's go to Eurovision and
Yeah.
like let's have a little adventure together as a new lineup. And that was very important for us to kind of melt into each other and
Yeah.
like get get as a tight group because I always believe that whatever a group, a band does is like first you have to feel good being in the group. Like you gotta feel it. Like that has to be like good vibes. So I think that sort of like the the work and the pleasure came together in that context. It was a fun trip.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm not the biggest Eurovision fan, but like before us, there was Måneskin, for example,
Yep.
a great example. Like they had huge success, and like then a Finnish band, Blind Channel,
Yep.
who also did great, and they are my friends. And I was like getting only good uh, words about Eurovision. So I was like, let's go there and see what it's like. And I think it was a nice little trip, but I gotta say, like, it's kind of now part of the past. It's
Yes.
just one of the things we
Yeah.
did, and it went how it went, and like, but it was a necessary thing for us to
Yeah.
do to get back on the track. And ever since, the band has been kind of growing. Like, I think since last album, we have more than doubled our, Spotify listeners, and like it's going really looking really good. We just signed a new record deal with an American label,
Yes.
Better Knows Music, and like good signs are in the air. Like it's just like it's like a new beginning for the band. So sometimes you need to like
Yeah.
almost die to
I mean, that's the thing.
get powerful again.
Yeah, you took a chance on something as well, which, it could have gone either way on that front. But I mean, there's been plenty of, like you say, you've mentioned a couple already of like bands from Finland and stuff like going into this competition and doing well. Like I mean, obviously, was it Lordi won it many years ago?
Yeah, yeah,
Another great Finnish band, and they're
yeah,
still going
sure.
that obviously elevated their promotional side of things. So got them into a lot of eyeballs, a lot of ears with the music, and obviously visually you can they're
Right.
quite stunning. And yeah, with like some of the other bands, I mean, you had speaking of Blind Channel, you had Nico from Blind Channel, one of your new tracks as well, didn't you? Off
Yeah.
the forthcoming album, WEIRDO, everyone. It's out on September 12th. Just to get that out of the way. Um, but you had that was a great track. It was it Break the Chains? Uh,
Yeah, Break These Chains. Yeah, Nico joined us, and yeah, we're good friends. We've actually worked together with the Alexi. That's their the DJ guy, or the producer guy, and he co-produced one of the tracks too, called Rest in Pieces. And so it's nice. I love to work with Finnish artists. Like I'm so proud of my fellow Finns, and like
yeah.
Line Channel guys are great dudes, and I. Even though they also had some difficulties, that one of the guys left and all that stuff, but they are very like hardworking guys, and
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. And yeah, obviously Finland does have quite the pedigree of bands. I had a new band on recently. I say recently, it was like a couple months ago, but it was Lunar Kills.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, they're great. They're like their album's like one of my albums of the year so far.
wow,
Um,
great.
and
Yeah,
they're a fantastic band. And I had Apocalyptica on as well. I know you've worked with them in the past.
yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And I mean, their album was last year, I think it was, wasn't it, when they went back to the Metallica um
Yeah.
tracks and stuff. But that was really cool. I mean, Finland just like such a musical, like especially in the rock community,
Yeah.
such a constant presence and like just quality output and stuff like that. Um, which is great, and including you guys, obviously, like we've already mentioned, you got an album coming out in September. You've just released a track. Oh God, what was it called? Something as a Love is a Bitch. There we go.
Love it. Yeah,
um,
yeah. That's a little pop track of the
yeah,
album. I think it was kind of like I wasn't thinking of having it even on the album first. I was like, oh, I don't know if it fits the mood. But then when we played them live, we had the studio recording sessions that we could actually be in the same room, which
yeah,
is like nowadays a luxury thing because
yes.
everybody's
Right.
recording everything at home and on their laptops and stuff like that. So, but we had this old school session, like we were playing in the same beautiful area, in Nashville, this nice studio. And that song was like, it came to life there, like when we were playing it, and Empo is singing all those answering things to me, and like, oh, this is good. I'm assuming that it will be a great song to play live too.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so. I mean, you got a tour coming up, so you're gonna find out. Uh,
Yeah,
um,
very well.
but I mean, if anyone wants to go listen to tracks, you've got 4 tracks out of the album right now. We've got Creatures of Chaos. I've already mentioned Break These Chains and Rest in Pieces as well as another track.
Yeah.
And that does give like a great flavor for the album. Obviously, there's a bunch more tracks ready to come out as well, including one with Lee Jennings from Funeral Portrait. So is that like another collaboration on the album? And it's the title track as well, actually.
Right.
How did that come about?
Oh well, that was like that song was one of the first ones to be written, and it's sort of like sometimes you need that one key so opener song that sort of like gets you in the concept, and I was very pleased that that song came because I think that song has maybe the most emotion, and it's very much like me. Like it's just like the lyric resonates. Like it was something I used to write when I started the band, like
Okay.
when I was 15.
Oh, wow.
Similar like ideas, which is kind of boring, but it's like in the way that's me. Like it's simple as that, like I'm a I'm a little bit weird, but I'm also a hero in my own way. I
Yeah.
just played a fucking huge charity show in Ukraine,
Mm,
and like it's pretty something.
yeah.
Even though I'm just a freaky dude, but I've I've done good.
Yeah.
I've delivered some good vibes for people, and like like so that kind of like the idea of having the word weirdo in a positive
Yes.
way. Like it's like I believe that it's beautiful that we are all different, and we are all strange and
Yeah.
full of secrets, and like if everybody's starting to look and think the same, that's what's gonna happen then. That's gonna be bad.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. And you need that. Like, I always kind of throw my kids always call me a weirdo. So I'll go with it. Some of my friends do too. Um, but yeah, you need that. You need that in life. You need that side of things that breaks up the normality of everything. And and as long as you like, if you own it and you go with it, then you kind of you live through it as well. So like you say, you like come across like a little bit freaky, a little bit weird, but you're doing good. It doesn't have to mean you're just like a mischief or whatever or a whatever you want to call it.
No, you can always find your soulmates,
Yeah.
no matter how weird you are, especially now through the internet and socials. You can just like you can connect with all kinds of weirdos if you want,
Can.
or just like like it's like it's both sides. It's that, and you can find all kinds of music, all kinds of
Yeah.
footage, like anything you want from the internet. But also at the same time, social media is suggesting you very strongly to be certain type. Like, guys, it would be good to be an alpha male,
Yes.
have this kind of chin line, to be this tall, well,
Yes.
and like have this many investments by the age of 20. Like what the fuck is that? Like so much pressure, and for ladies, for girls, with the looks and everything, it's just like, oh my god, it's so bad. So
It definitely is. I mean, as a dad of 2 teenage daughters, I see this, and
yeah,
I tell them on the regular that you don't have to be this, you don't have to do this, you don't have to like,
right,
you don't have to conform to this. This is just advertising. It's
yeah,
recommendations, or but it's just pitched in a way of like, you need this. This must be what you need. If you
you're
want to
right,
be like everyone else, or you want to look a certain way, you want to smell a certain way, you want to do all this that kind of stuff. And
yeah,
I'm always out like, go find your own, find your own, like
yeah.
find
It's
it.
hard.
Yeah,
It's hard, but that's what I'm kind of like. I'm older now, and I've had a long career, and it was harder for me to be the weirdo when I was 15. But now I'm sort of like I'm not preaching, but that's kind of my message.
yeah,
I'm saying like, come on, look at me. I'm weirdo, but I've fucking done
done stuff.
pretty well, and I've had a great life, and like, like just an example of another way to live your life,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, definitely. I think we're similar ages in that respect as well. So, and it's yeah, and when I was 15, it was very
Yeah.
difficult to be. And then eventually, I found rock and metal before that, but I found my community, and then
Yeah.
I ended up being a musician, all that kind of stuff, doing all that. I DJ, and all that. Like, it's not just a funny name; it's literally a DJ thing. It's turntables behind me.
Mm, cool.
But yeah, no, and it's like, yeah, you're right. It's like, but now, like, yeah, they've just got to find it and go with it, and that you can be successful in those fields if you even if you push at it, if you dream, that you can do it and actually
Yes.
push through rather than sort of conforming and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I, I just want to go back to the album again, like, but how did the relationship with Better Noise come about? Because I've had various artists from that label. Like when I lived in the States, I got in contact. I think it was something called Slightly Different. I think it had a slightly different name then. But yeah, how did that relationship come about?
That actually just like it came from their side. They were asking if the band is available or if we would like to um, do this thing. Like we are still signed with a Swedish label,
Yeah,
but so we kind of co-signed with this new label. So
yeah,
it's a whatever a business deal they have. But I'm happy that we can reach out for that territory.
yeah,
And we just recently played 5 weeks tour in America after 16 years, and that felt so good. Like we met some of the people we had met them, and some of the people who were too young to join the concerts when we came last time
yeah,
16 years ago. And so we had this wonderful like returning to that country, and it was just like we played a kind of small clubs, like maybe 500 people, very like intimate rock
yeah.
raw clubs, and it just felt so good. Like almost felt like we are starting over
Okay.
as a band in a new country. Like we basically, because we were also supporting American band called the Funeral Portrait.
Yes. Yeah.
So and then we were the support band after all these years. All of a sudden, like like opening band, and we didn't have a backstage. We did not have a shower, and like like it was like back to the basics, something that
Yes.
we used to do like 30 freaking years ago.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we're in this point, and we have to even carry our own instruments and like that, like
Yeah.
bands do.
Yeah.
So I felt like, wow, this is awesome. I was really like digging it. And, we had our daily budget. We got a buyout money, which was, I think, $12 a day. Like, there you go. That's your salary. Go buy your freaking sandwich.
if you
Oh,
if you can buy
it
a
was
sandwich.
so good. And then the gigs were like fantastic. And I have a feeling like something big is going to happen.
Yeah.
And, but I'm enjoying that kind of thing that not so many people know us there. It's just those core hardcore fans,
Yeah.
but it's the biggest music market, and we still haven't unlocked it.
Yeah.
It feels good that we have that biggest challenge, the
Yeah.
the final battle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Better Noise. I remember it was 11/7. I think they were called years ago. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I've had like Nothing More on the show. I've had Sabaton, um,
yeah,
and From Ashes to New. Like just like a whole bunch of their things, and they've always put out these great bits of music. Like it's a solid label on that front. And I was like, when I saw you guys were associated with, it, I was like, that's nice. That's nice.
yeah,
That will get like that's a good obviously US market side of things, but
yeah,
that does reflect here as well, and it just sort of shows that obviously going out on the tour and sort of starting again to a certain degree, or not to a certain degree, it's literally like going out on a tour with like a very small band at that point with a very small per diem and whatnot. But yeah, no, I mean, I love the Better Noise label. The people behind it as well are great. Whenever I've spoken to them. But yeah, no, that's a nice. That's nice. I like to sort of find out how that sort of like if they reached out to you and everything, that's great because that obviously means they're still looking and then trying to, obviously expand their roster, but and also keep going with what they've got as well. Because Nothing More are doing really well. Obviously, Five Finger
Yeah.
Death as well. They're the sort of big band off that, aren't they? Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that's fantastic. Well, Lauri, I've got a couple of questions left for you, if that's all right, and then
Yeah.
let you get on with the rest of your day. Um, um, but what I like to find out about whenever I have people on the show is I've got these two sort of wrap up questions. One of them, the first one here, is going to be what are the three most pivotal records in your life? Now, I'm not necessarily talking about your favorite records, like your top three records of all time. I'm talking about the ones where you heard when you were like, I don't know, 12 years old and it was like, oh my god, I want to be I want to be in a band, or I want to do this, or even later on in life it sort of changed over to something else, like you heard a song in the last year and it like, oh my god, now I've got to do this. But yeah,
Yeah.
looking for those pivotal records.
Yeah, well, Master of Puppets,
Yep.
Metallica
Yep.
is one of those. Like before like early stages of the Rasmus, we played covers. We played Master of Puppets, the song, for example, and that kind of, the album like full of like contrast, like so hard and so beautiful. Like, what is this music? Like, oh my God, like Master of Puppets, the song.
Yeah.
It's like with everything in it. It's just like a journey
Yeah.
in music. It's so musical and so like unbelievable. So that was one of the albums totally that got me into music. I was playing guitar at the time. First, I always practiced the riff in my room and
Yep.
like that was really one of those. Um, then let me think. Well, I think it was like maybe 2001 or something. Muse released the second album, Origin of Symmetry,
Yep. Yep.
and that was like something like. Well, I was a fan of Muse before, but that made it even like deeper to me. Like I was totally in love with that. Like I was just only listening to that album for a fucking year or something. It was like so good, and I actually had a chance to meet the guys once. I was interviewing them
Wow.
for a Finnish magazine, and I was so nervous. Like, I'm never nervous, but that time I was like, I was totally frozen. Like, what should I ask my idols? But I mean, that album was great, and it has influenced me a lot as a songwriter, and like, it was just awesome. And another album, I think, from the early 2000 was System of a Down, Toxicity.
Yep.
Uh, that album was like something we were listening a lot at the home parties at the time.
Yeah.
Like every time when we came back from the tour with the band, we would always continue like start drinking on the airplane on the way back home, and then we always go to my place or something to continue, and we would always listening to that like and there was a song called Aerials,
Yes.
which maybe it's the last song or something, but it's just so good. It's like it's a great song, and that actually inspired me to write a song uh, called Immortal, which came on our album in 2005. And that had I sing something about aerials in that song. Like it was just like one of those albums that were also beautiful and hard, at the same time. There's that contrast. I've always been loving
Yeah.
contrast, like the beauty and the beast kind of thing. So I think we're always trying to find that combination in my music after hearing those things.
Nice, nice. I mean, those three albums are legendary, I'd say. Obviously, Master of Puppets. I think what's been said about that has been said. Like, it's a fantastic album. Like you say, it's got that, like even like you say, the title track has that everything in it. It's got like heavy kind of thrash elements, but then it's got this
Yeah,
like slow melodic, like you're like, Huh? Where did this come from?
Yeah, almost like classical stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Muse, yeah, Muse, fantastic band. Yeah, I used to have. I've not found it since. I used to have a demo of theirs from like way
Mm.
back because I used to put on like my own shows, in my sort of local town in the UK, and I got sent their demo before it was like pre first album.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to it. I usually keep all these sort of things, but
yeah.
I've not found I've lost it. So it was like,
Uh,
probably doesn't work, but like a CD, it was a CDR with from them from down because they were based down in Cornwall initially, and then I know they did the sort of like, let's just go to America and try, and then they got signed up by Madonna and everything, and it was just like, oh, it worked.
wow.
um, and then obviously System of a Down, yeah, they're again like the sort of duality of their music is crazy. It is crazy. Like the way obviously Serge can switch one way to then the music as well, just sort of switching with him. Even a it's
Yeah.
just, I don't know, it's just one of those bands that kind of you don't know where they come from, and there's not going to be another one
Yeah, it's
like it.
dangerous, dangerous. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
exactly.
never know what to expect. Like, that's the best thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, all these bands, like as well. Like I still DJ. Well, I say I still do. I DJ rock clubs here in the UK. So like
Yeah.
tonight, I'm going out to DJ. And I
Oh.
guarantee I will play something off Master of Puppets, Origin of Symmetry, and Toxicity tonight.
Yeah.
Still, people still want to hear that. Like they like,
Yeah.
even though some of these are 20, 30 years old, which I hate saying. It's like these albums came
Yeah.
out last week to me. Um,
Right.
another
I know.
another grey hair forms.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like, but they will live on. That music is just absolutely like it. Just, I mean, it will live on forever as far as because like these new generations will hear it. Um,
Yes.
so and that's fantastic. And so I've got one more question for you.
Yeah.
What are your hobbies away from music? So when you're not doing anything Rasmus, not doing anything like solo projects or working with anyone else within music, do you do anything? Is there anything else you do to kind of, I don't know, unwind, get away from it, anything like that?
Yes. I have some other things that I'm passionate about. One of them is architecture. I've designed and built quite many houses. I even had a TV show, my own TV show in Finland back in the days, and done stuff like that. So many times when we're touring, I would go and like see some local
Yeah,
buildings, famous buildings, or interesting uh, pieces of architecture. Then I'm a pretty good chef.
nice.
I could be a chef if wasn't a rock star. So I like to cook. That's like you know something I'm pretty decent at, and it's also kind of relaxing. Like you know,
Yeah,
gardening. That's another like
yeah,
gardening. I have a garden. It's like nothing much, but I just love like plants and like there's something like about it. Like I actually have this house plant that I got when I was 17, and I still have it, and it's still alive, and it's huge. It was like little over 1 meter tall when I got it, and I was always bringing that. The first thing when I moved to a new apartment, I always brought that first. Like I had the good spot for my plant,
yeah.
and it grew up. It's almost 4 meters high.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
but
That's
it feels good that it's still alive. Like
to say.
maybe it's like maybe I have to keep it alive, and it's gonna have myself buried in the roots.
Yeah, and then you keep it going from your body. It feeds off
Right,
your body to
right,
keep growing, and it's going to
and
be
then
this
it's gonna
mammoth.
die. Ah,
It's going to be this mammoth tree that suddenly becomes alive. Um, but no, that's amazing. Like obviously keeping like I've got friends who like keep plants and stuff like that, and they're always struggling to like keep them going. It's always like a complaint of theirs because it's like I can't. They keep dying, or it's not. I have to keep. It's like keeping a child alive. I went down the child
I
route.
know. Yeah,
A couple of dogs
you
as
have
well.
to,
So
but you have to like it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because I almost felt like I had planted it because I bought it when it was like a tiny baby
yeah, yeah,
tree, and I now I have a responsibility, and as a
Plant there.
I have to take care of my little baby. So yeah, but it's just like something soothing and calming about it. Like world is fucked up, crazy place, and my life is pretty hectic. So that kind of things that are very like boring and normal, like feel good sometimes to
I
do.
was gonna say that's a nice focal point as well, because it's like you travel around the world, you've done all this stuff. I mean, you're on, what was it, the like 11th album of the Rasmus now?
Yeah,
And
right.
so it's quite the sort of like, I know what the music industry is like and how distracted you can get from it. And yeah, to sort of keep something like that going is just a testament, but it's a great piece of, I don't know, just a piece of normalcy, I guess, or a piece of like just a focal point you can like.
Yeah, because it just everything I do is kind of abstract, like music, writing songs, and like, even like doing interviews like this, like it feels a bit unreal. Like I don't even know who's listening to this, or I don't like it's like, is this a dream? Like what the hell? But then I go back to my plant, and all of a sudden it's like, it's not this one, by the way, but it's like, that's like, oh, it's still there,
Yeah.
unchanged, just grown a little bit. Like it just feels like real.
That's absolutely, that's beautiful. I love that. I love that. Lauri, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Everyone, the Rasmus, they've just released a track, "Love Is a Bitch." It's from their album that's coming out in September called "WEIRDO." It's out via Better Noise Music. I've already said it's your 11th album, so everyone can there. And you are, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I'm going to say you're going off on a massive tour, big old European tour. You are hitting the UK. I'll concentrate on those dates. On November the 30th, you'll be landing, or you'll be playing in Glasgow. And you got Manchester, Cardiff, playing in London, Southampton, Nottingham, and then you're going all the way to Mexico after that. So,
Yes.
so from a freezing England to probably a very humid Mexico. Um,
Right.
That's a crazy jump right there. But yeah, there's loads of dates. Everyone go to therasmus.com if you want to get tickets and all that kind of good stuff. Want to pre-order the album, pre-save the album if you can now
Yeah.
on the streaming sites and everything like that. But Lauri, thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a nice chat. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, mate.